Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Savannah Lion Games in Pooler, Georgia, where I'll be fighting a 1,000-point battle between my Genestealer Cult and Neil's 1,000 Sons. So the story that we've got going on here is that the 1,000 Sons decided that this planet, Arhiman himself decided that this planet was ideal for his craving for infernal knowledge. It was the line between the warp and the Imperium was thin enough that he felt he could better able to reach through to grab the dark secrets from the gods themselves to help him further gaining his power. So he came down with a force and was able to drive out the Imperial scum and take back this planet for his dark, nefarious purposes. But, unbeknownst to him, below the surface of this planet lurked another cancer that the Imperium had yet to find out. It was a Genestealer Cult, and they took this moment to rise up against their new overlords to try to prepare this planet for the four-armed gods to come down from the void and consume all. So that's the story that we've got going on here today. We are going to be playing the No Mercy mission, which is just kill points. So we're just trying to kill each other. That's it. No fancy doodads, nothing. We're just trying to kill each other. So we're going to have both these armies just trying to take each other out, and it should be a pretty brutal and awesome game, I think. So that's the story. That is the mission that we're going to be playing today. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the two armies that are going to be fighting it out.
So for the Genestealer Cult, I'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off that detachment, we have a Patriarch and a Magos. We have a 10-man squad of Neophytes with 2 grenade launchers, a 5-man squad of Acolytes with a heavy rock saw, and a 5-man squad of Acolytes with nothing else. We have a Goliath truck. We have a Goliath rock grinder with a clearance incinerator. We have a Colt Leman Russ with a las cannon, 2 heavy flamers, and a battle cannon. And last but not least, we have a 10-man pure strain squad. And for the 1,000 Sons, he'll be running a battalion detachment. Leading off the detachment, we have Arhiman on a disc, and we have a sorcerer on a disc with a force stave. We have 2 10-man Zangor squads. Each squad has a twist bray, each squad has a brayhorn, and each squad has an icon. We have a 10-man Rubric Marine squad with warp bolters. There's an icon of flame, and the aspiring sorcerer has a force stave and a warp pistol. We have a Rhino with a combi bolter and a Havoc missile launcher. And last but not least, we have a 5-man Scarab Cult Terminator squad with power swords and combi bolters. There's a Soul Reaper cannon, and the aspiring sorcerer has a force stave. All right, so those are the armies going over deployment here. I've got my rock grinder on this side. Inside of there is the bare bones 5-man Acolyte squad. In the middle, I've got the Leman Russ looking to move up the middle there, try to shoot some things over on that side. On this side over here, we've got my Goliath truck. Inside of there is the 10-man Neophyte squad. And in Cult Ambush is everything else. So my Patriarch, my Magos, my Pure Strains, and the 5-man Acolyte squad with the heavy rock saw. Going over deployment now for the 1,000 Sons, we have one of the Zangor squads over here. We've got the Sorcerer on a disc with within them there. We've got the Rhino. Inside of there are the Rubric Marines. We've got the other squad of Zangors over here surrounding Arhiman himself. And then in reserve, we have the Scarab Cult Terminators. So that is the deployment. As of right now, the Genestealer Cult will be going first, unless he can seize the initiative. Looking for a 6. Here we go. Just roll this over here. All right, here we go. Looking for a 6. Yes! Oh, and he does seize the initiative. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the 1,000 Sons here on turn 1. All right, movement phase here for the 1,000 Sons on turn 1. These Zangors moved up here, so did the Sorcerer on a disc. These Zangors moved up here, and so did the Sorcerer on a disc. And his Rhino moved up over this way. He also spent the Stratagem Inferno Bolts on it, which allows it to get the AP -2 on his combi bolter, which is pretty good. So he moved him up over there, and that's it for the movement phase. His Terminators are staying in reserve for the moment. So that's it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase.
Ready?
All right, so starting off the psychic phase, his sorcerer here is going to cast smite onto my rock grinder here because they're Thousand Suns detachment. He gets a +6 inches to his use of that, so he can go up to 24 inches for smite, which is awesome. So he's looking for a 5. Getting it with a 5, D3 mortal wounds.
Yep.
Because my psychers are still up in ambush. 1 mortal wound.
Okay, here you go.
All right, so now his sorcerer is going to cast Tzeentch's, what is it called? Tzeentch's Firestorm onto him. So looking for a 7. Does not go off.
I'll go ahead.
He's going to spend a command point.
So go down to 4.
So he's got 4 command points left. Re-rolling that 2.
Nice.
Into a 5, 6, 7, 8. That goes off. All right, so now he's going to roll 9 dice. Every 6 is a mortal wound. No wounds there. All right, so now Arhiman is going to cast Smite onto my Goliath truck over here. It's -1 to cast because it's the second time casting Smite, but it's +1 because of Arhiman being the badass that he is. So looking for 5 for this one as well. Getting it with an 8, so D3 mortal wounds. Getting 1 mortal wound.
I'm sorry,
And
my thumb over.
now now Arhiman is going to cast Infernal Gaze onto my Lehman Russ over there. Oh, onto my Goliath truck.
Right.
All right, he's going to pass on to the Goliath truck. So he's looking for a what are you looking for now? Looking for a 5 on this one because he gets +1. No, getting it only 4.
Right.
Sorry, I misunderstood. He was looking for a 5, so he gets the +1, which makes that 4 that he rolled a 5. So now rolling 3d6, looking for 4s to give mortal wounds. Giving 2 mortal wounds. All right, that's it for the psychic phase. Into the shooting phase, his Rhino here is going to fire his Havoc launcher into my Goliath truck over here. So D6 shots, getting 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 4s because it's heavy and he moved. So looking for 4s, getting all but 1 hit. Sounds good to me. These are going to be wounding on 5s, getting 1 wound. AP. Nothing. So looking for a 4-up save. Failed that one. 6 up. Just one damage, right?
Yep.
Just 1 damage. So 6 up. Rugged construction save. And he's good with a filth phase. Woo! And that is it for the Thousand Suns turn here on turn 1. We will come back to you after the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 1. All right, movement phase here for the Genestealer Cult. My rock grinder, the 5-man squad inside there, disembarked and moved up their distance, and then the rock grinder moved up beside them. Over here, my Lehman Russ moved up 5 inches, which is half his distance, so he could go get grinding advance and shoot twice. My truck here moved up his 12 inches, and then out of Cult ambush, my Magos dropped in over here. My Patriarch and Pure Strains, I spent the 1 command point to allow them to roll 2 dice and roll 2 4s. So then I spent a command point to re-roll it, which means that I got it on a. I got one of them up to a 5, so that they came in and moved up here. Then these guys over here rolled a 3, so they were out of line of sight. So they're more than 9 inches away from him over there. And that is it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. So we'll see what happens. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off the psychic phase, my Patriarch is going to cast Might from Beyond onto my Genestealers over here. Looking for a 7. Getting it with an 8. Would you like to deny, sir? I'm sure you would. All right, so Arhiman gets a special rule where he gets +1 to his casting, also +1 to his Deny the Witch test as well. So he is going to be looking for he's actually going to be looking for an 8 on his roll here because he gets +1, so that would turn it into a 9. So looking for an 8. No, does not, so that goes off, and they will be +1 to strength and +1 attack. All right, he's actually going to spend a command point to re-roll that 1. No, still not enough to get it. And now my Magos is going to cast Mass Hypnosis onto his Zangors over there. So looking for a 7 as well. Getting it with a 7. So trying to deny it with Arhiman again, I'm sure. +1 to the roll. Getting 7, which means it is denied. Well done. All right, so starting off the shooting phase now. My rock grinder here is going to fire into the Zangors. We're going to go with the clearance incinerator first. So D6 hits. Getting 5 hits, pretty good. These are now strength 5, toughness 4, looking for 3s to wound. Getting, all wounds. So that's 5 wounds. 5 up invul saves. Making 2 of them, so 3 Zangors are dead. And now the heavy stubber is going to fire in, hitting on 5s because he moved. Getting 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That is no wound. And now my acolytes here are going to fire their auto pistols into the Zangors over there. Hitting on 4s. All right. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. 1 5-up save. No, 1 dead Zangor. And now my Leman Russ is going to fire his last cannon and his the battle cannon into his rhino back here. So we're going to fire the battle cannon first. He's going to fire twice because of grinding in advance. He only moved half his distance, fastest move. So it's going to be 10 shots, killer. All right, so we've got the 10 shots hitting on 4s. Wow, actually fantastically good. That was unbelievable. So we've got 9 hits, strength 8, wounding on 3s. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds there. 5 AP minus 2, so 5 5-ups. Making 1 of them, so 4 go through. So 4 D3 wounds. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna 7. No, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Pretty good, pretty good. And then the last cannon firing into him on a 5. No. I'm gonna spend a command point to re-roll that. No hit there. But my opponent, he has the third eye, third eye, helm of the third eye, which means he can get command points back if I spend stratagem. So I've actually spent 3 stratagems between what I've done. So he can actually, we'll just roll the 3 dice. Why don't we just do 3, because we have all 3 that I've done the stratagems for that we forgot to do, because we just forgot to do it. So these are going to be 3 5-ups to get command points, and he gets back 1 command point. Not bad. And now my truck here is going to fire his twin autocannons into his rhino and the heavy stubber into the Zangor. So we're going to go with the twin autocannon first. Heavy 4, hitting on 5s because he moved. Alrighty, getting 1 hit. Strength 7, looking for a 4 to wound. Oop, get back here. No wound there. And then we've got the heavy stubber into the Zangors, hitting on 5s. That's 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. No wound. All right, now the squad inside of my Goliath truck is going to fire into the Zangors over there. So we've got the auto guns first. We've got 16 shots between the 8 guys with auto guns. These are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so we got 9 hits, wounding on 5s. 1 wound. All right, so 1 5-up save. And that's a dead Zangor. And then the 2 guys with frag grenades, with grenade launch, are going to fire frag grenades into the Zangors. So we're going to have 2 D6 attacks. All right, so that's going to be 9 attacks, which is pretty good. So these are going to be hitting on 4s. Okay, getting 2 hits. Wounding on 5s. Getting 1 wound. AP nothing, so 5-ups. Oh, that's another dead Zangor. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, we're going to start with my Patriarch charging into his Zangors and to Arhiman. So he's going to fire Overwatch over here. We're going to have 6 shots from the Zangors, and then the red's going to be from Arhiman. These are going to be hitting on 6s. That one is cocked there. Sorry. Yeah, just the one, yeah, if you could. All right, there we go. So that's 2 hits there. These are going to be wounding on 5s. We're getting 1 wound. AP nothing, so 4-up save. No, goes through. He's got a 6-up, ignoring wounds, his warlord trait. Looking for a fill face? No, that goes through. And then he has to do on a 4-up. It goes off onto the Genestealers over here because it's not a choice that we get to make. No, so he takes 1 wound. All right, so now my Patriarch's going to charge in. He rolled a 4 with the Cult Ambush on the 5 that the result, so he's 5 inches away over here, looking for a 5-inch charge. Oh, I'm going to spend a command point on that one. Yes. All right, so he is in. Do you get your command point from me? No. You do not, but he is in. And now my Pure Strains are going to charge in here. So Arhiman is going, he's going to go into Arhiman and the Zangors. So Overwatch from Arhiman, who is not engaged over there. Nope, no hit there. So they need, I rolled a 3 with them, so I need a 6-inch charge to get them in there. I've got no reroll because I spent it on the Patriarch. So here we go. Come on. Come on, boys. 6-inch? Yeah, they're in with an 8. Oh, needed that. All right, now my Rock Grinder is going to charge into his Zangors over here. So they've got 4 shots, hitting on 6s, getting 1 hit, looking for a 5 to wound. That is a wound. 4 up, save. No, goes through. 6 up, rugged construction. Yeah, that goes through. He takes a wound, but his charge distance here, 7 inches, should get him in. All right, so now my Acolytes are going to charge into the Zangors and the Sorcerer over there. So, looking for his Overwatch. Nope, that does not hit. So they need an 8-inch charge. They get it. All right, so Arhiman heroically intervened into my Patriarch over here. So I'm going to start off the fight phase with the Patriarch into Arhiman. I've got 6 attacks here, hitting on 2s. Oh, missing 2. These are now going to be wounding on 3s because he's strength 6. Arhiman is toughness 4. Getting 3 wounds. These are, with one of them is AP. This one we have to do separately. So they're going to be AP -3 on these ones, AP -6 on this one. But he's got a 3-up invul save, so we're going to take those ones. We'll do the 2 first. So 3 up on those ones. Both saved, and then on to the 6 over there. 3 up. Oh, and he's good. All right, so my opponent has spent 2 command points to intercede now with his Zangors into my Pure Strains. So we've got 2 attacks each from them, except for the Twist Spray, who has 3 attacks each. The guys with the Brayhorn and the Icon have -1 weapons, AP -1. Those are going to be the blue dice, so you'll see those. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, so all of those 1s, they get to re-roll because of Arhiman there. So these are going to be, again, hitting on 3s. All right, pretty good. Yeah. Really good there. Yep, all right, so now these are going to be, these are strength 4, right? So they're going to be wounding on 4s.
These are AP -1.
And these are going to be AP -1, but it's going to be 5 ups. Yeah. All right, looking for 4s right here.
No, they're all 4s.
Strength 4. Yeah, all wounded on 4s. All right. Oh, wow. Only missing a few, which is real good. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 8, 9 wounds. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so 9 wounds. Looking for 5 up invul saves. Making 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, which means he kills 5 of them. That is killer. All right, so there's 5 Pure Strains left, and they've got base 3 attacks now because there's less than 10, +1 because of Might from Beyond. So we're going to have 20 attacks coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 2s because of the Patriarch being there. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so now they are strength 5 because of Might from Beyond. These are going to be wounding on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, so that's 11 wounds. He's going to be using his invul save anyway, so it doesn't matter with those 6s. So we got 11 5-up saves. Making a few. Yeah. Making 3, but I still think that's 8. So that is the squad wiped. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is First Blood. All right, so then my Rock Grinder is going to attack into his Zangors over here. So he gets 6 attacks plus D3 with the blade because he charged. So +1, so we're going to have a total of 7 attacks coming in here. These are going to be hitting on 5s. Getting 2 hits. Strength +3. So we're looking at wounding on 1 second. All right, strength 8. So looking for 2s to wound. That is 2 wounds, 2 5-up invul saves. And he makes one of them, so one Zangor is dead. And now my acolytes here are going to attack into the Zangors. So they've got 2 attacks each, except for the leader who has 3. These are going to be hitting on 4s, or hitting on 3s maybe. 1 second. All right, so it was on 3s, but there's only 4 hits. wounding on 4s, getting 2 wounds, 2 5-up invul saves, makes one of them. And now their cultist knife attacks, 5 of them hitting on 3s. All right, wounding on 4s, getting 3 wounds, 5-ups, 3 5-ups. Making one of them, so another 2 are dead.
Blue and
all right, so now his Zangors over this side, there's 2 of them left. He's got the Twist Spray and the Banner guy are going to be attacking into my acolytes over here. So hitting on 3s, all hits, really good. Strength 4, wounding on, these are actually going to be wounding on 3s because they're toughness 3.
-1.
And those are -1 on the blue ones. That does make a difference with these guys. All right, so we've got 3 wounds. We'll do the 2 that are not -3. These are looking for 5-up saves. Making both of those. Wow. Woo! And then the one at -1, so this is looking for a 6-up. Show me that fill first. No, the opposite of it. So that is 1 guy dead. All right, so now Arhiman is going to attack into my my Patriarch. He's got 4 attacks plus 1 for his disc. These are all going to be hitting on 2s. All right, all hits there. The green ones that are from him are going to be strength 6 because he's got the staff, and the blue one is going to be strength 4. So the blue is looking for a 5 to wound. The staff is looking for 3s to wound. All right, so all of the staff hits hit. These are AP -2, right?
They're -1.
AP -1.
3 wounds each.
AP -1. So we're looking for a 5-up save with my my Patriarch there, either his invul or the armor save. So 5-ups. Making 2 of them, which is pretty good. So it's 3 wounds each. So now he's got 6-up, ignoring wounds because of his warlord trait. So he's down to 5 wounds so far. So let's see if I can get some fill faces here. Looking for fill faces. Getting 1 fill face. So he's got 5 wounds onto him. Now, because of unquestioning loyalty, I now have to roll. On a 4-up, it goes off into my pure strains over there. So let's see, on a 4-up. Oh, no, just enough to keep him alive, but not great. So he's going to take 4 wounds down to 1. The 1 pure strain is going to die, and that is going to be pretty brutal. All right, so at the end of the turn here, my opponent is going to spend 2 command points to keep those 2 Zangors alive and making them auto pass their the morale test, because otherwise they were just going to run away. So he's going to spend the 2 command points to keep them alive, and that is going to be it for the pure strain. Genestealer Cult turn here. My opponent has 0 command points left. I've got 2 command points left. So at the end of the turn there, I got first blood, and I killed a unit, which gives me the 2 points there. So we will come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 2. His Zangor stayed in combat with my acolytes over here, and his sorcerer flew over top of them with his spinning disc of doom. Over here, his rhino disembarked these dude bros over here, and then moved up over this way, looking onto my acolytes over here. Same thing with these dude bros that disembarked, looking on my acolytes over here. Arhiman disengaged from combat, flew up on top over there, and that is it for the movement phase. He's keeping his Terminators in deep strike, or in reserves right now. So that is it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off the psychic phase, his sorcerer over here is going to smite into my acolytes. That goes off on an 8, so D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And now he's going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm into my acolytes over here. Does not go off with a 3. All right, so now Arhiman here is going to Death Hex into my Patriarch. Goes off with an 8 because he's got +1. He is going to try to deny that. So looking for a 9. A 9 on this roll. And he gets it with a 10. Woo!
I have no more.
And now Arhiman is going to try to smite into my Patriarch over here. Looking for a 5 because it's -1/+1. Goes off with a 9. So, I am going to deny it with my Magos over here. So he's looking for a 10 on this roll, which I could have used the last roll for. looking for some fill faces here. Show me a 10. No, the not even close to getting that over there. So it goes off. So D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds. He's got his 6 up. His 6 up warlord trait here on ignoring wounds. Show me fill faces, getting 1. So 2 mortal wounds. Here we go. If he somehow manages here with unquestioning loyalty, I could pass these off and he might still be alive. Let's find out. 4 up, I need to make both of them. 4 ups. I make one of them. Here it goes. I'm going to spend a command point on this one here. 4 up. Yo, no, and he is dead. Oh, but do you get a command point for that one?
Oh, I'll try.
And you do. It gives him a command point and kills my Patriarch. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is Slay the Warlord. And now Arhiman is going to Infernal Gaze into my Pure Strains down there. So looking for a 5, he gets +1, so looking for a 4 on the roll. Ooh, oh, no. Perils. But I gave him back that 1 reroll. Oh, no. Oh, man. Oh, back into a 6. That's exactly how it works. I gave you that reroll to do that, to play with your heart. So he takes D3 mortal wounds. 2 mortal wounds into him. Oh, that was killer. But it does go off. So he gets 3D, looking for 4 ups for mortal wounds onto those guys. Makes 1 mortal wound. And now the aspiring sorcerer from this squad of rubrics is going to cast smite into them over there. So looking for a 7 now because this is the 3rd smite he's cast. No, does not go off with that 6. So that is the end of the psychic phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, Arhiman is going to fire into my Pure Strains over here. Hitting on a 2. That's a hit. Strength 4, looking for a 4 to wound. That is a wound. 5 up invul save. Oh, they're good with a filth phase. Woo! All right, so now his Rhino here is going to shoot the combi bolter into these guys. He's hitting on 4s now because of his wound characteristic. All right, ooh, no hits there.
How many?
And now the Havoc Launcher, D6 shots. That's cocked. All right, 5 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 5s because he got +1. Oops, sorry. I got to get his dice over here. Sorry. So these are going to be hitting on 5s because it's on 4 and then -1 because he moved. That one's cocked. No hits there. All right, so now his Rubric Marines are going to fire into my Acolytes here. So we've got 1 Soul Reaper cannon, and we've got the rest are going to have the bolters, and then there's the bolt pistol. So we're going to have 17 bolt shots, and then 4 shots from the Soul Reaper cannon. All are going to be hitting on 3 because of all his dust. They don't ignores movement for penalty for moving with a heavy. So we will come back to you with that. All right, so now these are going to be wounding on 3s.
Yep,
here we go. Yep, all these wounded on 3s. All right, they are dead because it's AP -2 on the bolters, AP -3 on the blue ones. So, yeah, they've got 5 up armor. They did. All right, so the Twist Spray here is going to fire his pistol into my Neophyte and my Acolytes there. That is a hit.
No.
Oh, no. Hitting on a weapon skill. He's got ballistic skill 4, so no hit there.
No.
And now his Sorcerer is going to fire his pistol into my Rock Grinder on a 2. That's a hit. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. All right, so now his Sorcerer is going to charge in the assault phase, getting 7 inches. He is totally in. All right, so now his Sorcerer in the fight phase is going to start us off hitting on 2s. The blue is going to woof. Okay, that is 1 hit. That's going to be strength +2, so looking for 2s to wounds. That's a wound. AP -1, so looking for a 6-up save. Show me that fill first. No, not getting it. So there's 1 dead Acolyte. And now his Zangors are going to attack into them. These are going to be hitting on 3s. All right, 2 misses there. These are now going to be wounding on 3s. The blue is going to be AP minus 2, right? Yep.
No, 1.
Oh, AP minus 1. All right, so these are going to be wounding on 3s.
Those are nothing.
Yep, all wounding on 3s. All right, so that is going to be the 2 5-up saves. And I failed them both, so they are dead. All right, and that is it for the Thousand Suns turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 2. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. My Pure Strains jumped up here looking on Arhiman. My Goliath truck stood still looking on Arhiman. My Mego stood still looking on Arhiman. My Lehman Russ came up 5 inches looking on Arhiman and his sorcerer over here. And my rock grinder there stood still, moved up a little bit over there, so that he's closer to the sorcerer over there. And that's it for the movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 2. We will come back to you with movement after with the psychic phase. All right, so now my Magos is going to smite into Arhiman over here. So looking for a 5. Not getting it with a 3. I am gonna spend a command point, my last command point here. Try to reroll that. Nope, still not getting it, but do you get one back? No, he doesn't, so we're all out of command points. Ain't nobody got no command points left. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my Lehman Russ is going to fire his heavy flamers into his sorcerer over here, and he's going to fire the las cannon and the battle cannon into Arhiman over there, because now with the beta rules, the characters don't block each other as long as they're under 10 wounds, so no blocking going on over here. So we're going to go with the heavy flamers first into the sorcerer. Two of them here, so 2d6 hits. Getting 9 hits. We'll come back to that. All right, so it's going to be strength 5 onto toughness 4 over here. Looking for 3s to wound. Getting, wow, really good. So getting 7 wounds here. 7 AP minus 1, plus 1 because he's in cover over there. So this is going to be 7 3-up saves. Failing just the 1. Awesome. And now the shots into Arhiman over here. We're going to go with the battle cannon first. 2d6 shots. Getting 6 shots. All right, 6 shots hitting on 4s. Getting all but 2 hits. Pretty good. So 4. 8, strength 8, looking for 2s to wound. Getting 3 wounds. AP minus 2. So 3 3-up invul saves because of his armor. Because of his warlord trait there. Fails one of them. So that's going to be, 1 second. All right, his D3 wounds. If I get a fill face, he's dead. If I get a 5, he's also dead. But if I get a fill face, it would be funny and dead. All right, show me that. Fill first. No, just the 1 wound. I'm out of command points. He's down to 2. And now here comes the las cannon, hitting on a 5 because he moved. Whoop, that is a hit. Wounding on a 2. That is a wound. 3-up. Invul save. Oh, and he's good. Twin autocannon's gonna fire into him. 4 shots. Hitting on 4s because he didn't move. Oh, that's 3 hits. Strength 7, looking for 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds. 2 3-up saves. Oh, and he makes them both. Heavy stubber. Nah, 1 hit. 1 wound. 2-up save because he's in cover. Oh, and he takes a wound. And now my Magos is going to shoot him with his auto pistol. That is a hit with a 3. Wounding on a 5. No wound there. And now the Squadroneer is going to fire into Arhiman. Everything's going to Arhiman. So 16 shots from the autoguns there, hitting on 4s. All right, I'll come back to you with that. All right, wounding on 5s. All right, so we've got 1, 2 wounds. 2-up saves. Oh, man. No! And Arhiman dies to autogun fire. And that is Slay the Warlord. All right, so now my Rock Grinder is going to fire into the Sorcerer over there. We're going to go with the Clearance Incinerator first. Hitting, looking for D6 hits. Getting 4 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s. Getting 3 wounds, 3 wounds. AP -1, +1 because he's in cover. 3 ups. Takes 2 wounds. Now the heavy stubber is going to shoot into him, hitting on 5s because he moved. Getting 2 hits. Wounding on 4s. That is 1 wound. AP nothing, so getting a 2-up save because he's in cover. He's good. All right, that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase. My rock grinder is going to charge into his sorcerer. He's going to overwatch. Not getting a hit. Charge distance is totally in. All right, so into the fight phase. This is all we got. We got him into the sorcerer. He charged, so he's got the blade there, plus D3 attacks, plus another 2 attacks. So this is going to be 8 attacks. Hitting on 5s. Getting 3 hits. All right, these are now going to be wounding on 2s. Getting, oh, come on. Just getting the 1 wound. AP minus, 1 second. All right, AP -2, so 4-up save, and he's good with a 6. Would have been a 5, but still a 6 is good. He's got it.
Here we go.
All right, so now the sorcerer is attacking back, hitting on 2s. All right, all hits. So it's going to be strength 6, right?
Yep.
Or this one's going to be wounding on a 5.
Yep.
Nope, no wound there. And these are strength 6. These are 1 second. He got the 1 wound there. So that's going to be AP -1. So looking for a 5-up save. No, goes through. D3 wounds. 3 wounds. 3 rugged construction. Ignoring wounds here. Looking for fill faces. Getting none of them, so he takes 3 wounds. All right, so that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 2. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns. His Rubric Marines are making their way up this way. His Rhino is making his way up this way. Over here, his Sorcerer broke out of combat, flew back over here, and then his Zangors moved back to screen him. And then his Devastators, his Scarab Occult Terminators dropped in over here 9 inches away from him, 10 inches away from my Lehman Russ, just to make sure that he can be smited over here. So that is it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off here, the Icon of Flame is going to try to flame into my Genestealers there. So on a 6, right? Nope, does not do it. And now his Aspiring Sorcerer is going to smite into my Genestealers there. Looking for a 5. Yes. Getting it with a 7. I'm going to try to deny it with my Magos over there. Deny it with a 9. And now the smite stick from here is going to go into my here. Oh, we know it had to go first, but because of ease of filming and stuff, we're just going to do it now. So, it does not go off. And now the sorcerer is going to try to smite into him, so looking for a 6. Getting it with a 7, so D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound. And now these guys are going to smite into here, looking for 7. Getting 3 and 4 is 7, so that goes off. D3 mortal wounds.
Nope, just 1.
Oh, just 1 mortal wound because they're beginners.
Yep.
You're a dang noob. All right, now his sorcerer is going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm into my rock grinder over here. So needing 7. Getting it with 7.
All right, 9
so now he
dice.
has 9 dice. Every 6 is going to be a mortal wound into here. So here we go. Getting 2 mortal wounds. Yes. I forgot that I've got the 6-up rugged construction, so 2 6-ups. Nope, those go through. And there were 2 other ones we forgot, so my opponent's being very gracious, allowing me to try to get those, and I get 1 of them, so getting 1 more down. All right, so now his Rhino is going to start us off in the shooting phase into my Genestealers. 2 shots because he's outside of 12, hitting on 4s because he's wounded. Getting 2 hits. These are strength 4, so looking for 4s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP -2, so it's going to be a 5-up invul save. No, goes through. And now the Havoc missiles are going to fire into him. Getting 1 shot, hitting on a 5.
Yeah, on a 5.
No hit. All right, so now the Rubric Marines, all of the bolters are going to fire into my Genestealer. The Soul Reaper cannon is going to fire into my Goliath truck. So we're going to go with the bolters first. 4 are in rapid fire. These are going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to that. And now wounding on 4s. Getting 2, 3, 4 wounds. All right, so we've got 4 wounds. 4. AP -2, so 4 5-up saves. Ooh, it made up but 1. That is. Oh, that one hurts. Right in the feels. And now the Soul Reaper Cannon into my Goliath truck, hitting on 3s because he's got whatchamacallit, all his dust. Yep. So that's 3 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound.
These are -3.
All right, so these are -3, so that's 1 wound. -3, so it just goes into how much damage? 1 damage. So this is going to be 6 up rugged construction. No, so that goes through 1 wound.
Definitely.
All right, so now the sorcerer's going to start us off by shooting his pistol into the rock grinder.
So he needs a 2.
Needs a 2 to hit. That's a hit.
Sweet.
Looking for a 5 to wound.
Go,
that is
baby.
a wound. AP -2. So looking for a 6 up save. Show me that, Phil, first. No. Then rugged construction. Show me that, Phil, first. No. So he takes a wound. All right, so now the the pistol from the Zangor.
Just 1.
Just 1, hitting on a 3. No, no hits.
Do this one first.
All right, so over here, his Terminators are now going to fire. The Soul Reaper Cannon is going to fire into my Goliath Rock Grinder, and everything else is going to fire into my Lehman Russ. So we're going to do the Soul Reaper first, hitting on 3s. Yep. All right, so that's 3 hits. Strength 5, so looking for 5s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP -2.
-3.
AP -3, so that just goes straight through. 1 damage, so 6 up. Rugged construction. No, it goes through, so he is dead. Does he explode? He does not.
Trees again.
And now the combi bolters into my Lehman Russ over here. So hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, and 6s to wound because he's a Lehman Russ. Getting 2 wounds.
-2.
AP -2, so we got 2 5-up saves. Failed them both. All right, and that is the end of the Thousand Cerns turn here on turn 3. So we will come back to you after a movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 3. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 3. My Lehman Russ moved 5 inches up here, looking on them, maybe looking on him. My Goliath truck over there stood still, and the squad stayed inside, and then my Mega stood still up there. And that is it for the movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the psychic phase. All right, so starting off, he is going to smite into the rubrics over here, looking for a 5. Getting it with a 7. Needs an 8 to deny it. Gets it with a 9, so denied. All right, start off the shooting phase. My Goliath truck is going to fire the twin autocannons into his Rhino over there, and then the heavy stubber into the Rubric Marines. We're going to go with the twin autocannon first, hitting on 4 since he didn't move. All right, so we got 3 hits. Strength 7, looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 wounds, AP -2, so 2 5-up saves. Oh, he makes 1 of them, so that is 2 damage, down to 1. And now the heavy stubber into the rubrics. That is no hits. Another squad in here is going to fire crack grenades into his Rhino, and all of the autoguns into the rubric Marines. So we're going to go with the crack grenades first, hitting on 4s. Oh, come on. And now the autoguns are going to fire into his rubric Marines, hitting on 4s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, wounding on 5s. All right, that one's cocked. All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3 wounds over there. 3 2-up saves because of all his dust, giving him +1 to their save. And they're good. All right, so now my Lehman Russ is going to fire the 2 heavy flamers into the Zangors, and he's going to fire everything else into the rubric, the Scarab Occult Terminators. So we're going to go with the 2 heavy flamers first. Getting 9 hits. Strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Okay, getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. 5 5-up saves.
And
here we go. No, so they are dead. And now we're gonna do the 2 shots from the battle cannon into the Terminators over here. So 2d6 shots, getting 9 shots. All right, so they are going to be hitting on 4s. All right, really good. Strength 8, so wounding on 2s. That is all wounds. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wounds. at AP -2. So 7 4-ups. All right. Failing 1, 2. Well, that one's cocked. Yeah. All right. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4 fails there. So that's going to do the first one first. D3 wounds. 2 wounds. That's a dead guy. 1 wound. So then this one's going to be another dead guy. And then 3. So that is 3 dead guys. And here comes the las cannon, hitting on a 5 because he moved. No hit there. All right, so that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here. He does not have to take a leadership test because he only lost 3 and they're leadership 9, so they're good to go. And that is going to be it. So we will come at this point right now. My opponent has 6 points. I have 5 points. So it's a close game. It's a really close game. Really good game. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 4. His Terminators here moved into cover over there, still getting line of sight onto my Lehman Russ. His Sorcerer, who was over here, advanced over there, so he's closer to my truck over there. And this Rhino moved up a little bit over there. He's down to his last wound. And then the Rubric Marines also moved up over there. And that is it for the movement phase for the Thousand Suns. We'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, starting off the Psychic phase, he is actually closer to the truck, so he is going to smite into him here. So looking for 5, getting 9. So I am definitely going to try to deny that wish. So looking for 10. No, not even close. So D3 mortal wounds. Here comes. 3 mortal wounds. We've got 3.
Come on, undercarriage.
6 up.
Phil.
Rugged construction. Phil faces. Getting 1. Yeah. Getting 1. So he takes 2 wounds. And now he is going to cast Tzeentch's Firestorm into him.
7.
Looking for 7. Getting it with 8, 9. So what is this? 9 dice. Looking for 6s here. So here we go. Looking for 6s. 6s will be mortal wounds. Getting 2 mortal wounds. 2, 6 up, rugged constructions. No fill faces, so he's down to 2. All right, now they're going to cast Smite into him.
6.
Looking for 6. No, only getting the 5 because of the -1 because of going a second time. Sorry, the Smite stick, we forgot to do that in the right order, but it's all good. On a 6. No. And then there's Smite stick into, Smite, regular Smite. So looking for 7 on this one. No, not getting it. All right, so starting off, his Rhino's going to shoot into him. So we got 2 shots here, hitting on 5s because he's on his last wound. At 1 hit. Looking for a 5 again. No wound. And then the Havoc Launcher. Getting 6 shots. These are going to be hitting on 6s, though, because he moved. Getting no hits. And now his Rubric Marines are going to fire everything into my Goliath truck here. So we've got 16 total bolter shots because one guy's out of rapid fire range, one guy's got a pistol, and then we've got the Soul Reaper cannon. All of these hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, re-rolling 1s. All right, still missed on that one, but still got 2 more hits there. All right, so all of those hits, these are all going to be wounding on 5s.
Yep, even these because he's only 5s.
Yep, because they're only strength 5 on the Soul Reaper cannon. So they were rolling 1s because of being within range of the Sorcerer. Yeah. We forgot about that like the whole game, but now we remember for this one. So -3. Looking for 5s. The blues are going to be -3. The greens are going to be -2. So here we go. All right, we'll come back to you with that.
Command man.
All right, so we got 6 shots with the bolters that wounded. 1 with the Soul Reaper cannon. So the Soul Reaper is going to go straight through with his AP -3. AP -2, though, I get 6 up saves here. Making 2 of them, which is pretty good. So that means that we're going to have 4 that go through from that, plus 1 that comes in from the Soul Reaper cannon. So 5 wounds, 6 up. Rugged construction save. Show me that fill faces. Getting 1, so that's 4. It is dead. Does it explode? It does not. So we'll come back to you. All right, 2 guys died in twisting their ankle getting out of that as it died. So that is going to be that. All right, so now his Terminators are going to fire into my my Lehman Russ over there. So the blues are going to be the cannon. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, so we got a couple misses there. All right, so the blues are going to be wounding on 5s. The greens are going to be wounding on 6s. Getting 1 and 1.
Yes. -2, -3.
-2 and -3, so we'll do the -2 first. Looking for a 5 up. Nope, that goes through. And then the -3. Looking for a 6 up. Oh, should have done the other way around.
Correctly.
And that is it for the Thousand Suns turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult here on turn 4. All right, movement phase for the Genestealer Cult. He backed up. Boop, boop, boop. Back over this way. My Neophyte stood still, and my Magos stood still. And that is it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, my Magos is going to try to smite into his Sorcerer there. Looking for a 5. Getting it with an 8. Do you want to try to deny it? I would, because that's the only thing I got there.
I've got 2 denials, so
yeah, that's the only psycho I've got. So here we go. Looking for a 9.
9. Zeech's
Getting it with 10, and he is good. Start the shooting phase. My Leman Russ is going to fire the 2 heavy flamers into his Chaos Sorcerer, into his Sorcerer there. He's going to fire the las cannon into his Rhino, and he's going to fire the battle cannon into his Terminators over here. So we're going to start with the heavy flamers into his Sorcerer. 2d6 hits. Getting 7 hits. All right, strength 5, looking for 3s to wound. Whoa, get back here. What did that one do? It's a 3. Yeah. Cool. I flung it, but it counts. All right, so that's 1 not wound. So that's 6 wounds at AP -1, +1 because he's in cover. So we've got 6 3-ups. Here we go. 6 3-ups. Making them all killer. And now the battle cannons into his Terminators over here. 2d6 shots, so we've got 7 shots. All right, hitting on 4s. Oh boy, only getting 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. But getting 2 wounds. AP -2 +1 becomes 3-up saves.
On him?
No, on these guys over here. So 3-up saves. Fails 1. So D3 wounds.
Just 1.
I needed 2. I needed 2. And now the last cannon into his Rhino.
Sure, why not?
On a 5. Nope. All right, so my Neophytes here are going to fire the 2 crack grenades into his Rhino. Going to fire the auto guns into his Sorcerer. So we're going to go the crack grenades first, hitting on 4s. Getting nothing. And here come the auto guns into him, hitting on 4s. All right, we'll come back to that. All right, wounding on 5s. Getting 2 wounds. Can I see 2 1s?
Babies, man.
2 up saves because he's in cover. No, he makes them both. He's good. And my Magos is going to shoot his auto pistol into the Sorcerer. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And that is it for the Genestealer Cult turn here on turn 4. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 5. All right, movement phase for the Thousand Suns here on turn 5. His Terminators stood still where they are. His Rubric Marines are coming up close, looking on my Neophytes over here. And his Rhino is moved up 3 inches. And his Sorcerer jumped up an inch away from my Magos up there. Killer, killer, killer. All right, so we will come back to you after... that's it for movement phase, so we'll come back to you with the Psychic phase. All right, so starting with the Psychic phase, his Sorcerer is going to smite into my Magos over here. Looking for a 5. Getting it with a 6. I'm going to try to deny it. And I'm denying it with a 7, killer. And now he's going to Zinch's Firestorm into my Magos.
Can I do it? Can I do it?
Getting it with an 11. I wanted that to be a 6. All right, so it goes off. So he gets
a lot of dice.
A lot of dice. It's going to be 9 dice that he rolls. Every 6 is a mortal wound. So this is going to be looking for 6s for mortal wounds. Getting what? Whoop! Sorry, 2 mortal wounds right there. All right, so now they're going to smite into my Neophytes. We're going to first with the smite stick. So on a 6.
Nah.
No, so now smite on a 6.
Yes.
Getting that one, so D3 mortal wounds.
Nope, 1. It's just
oh,
one.
it's just 1 mortal wound.
Yeah,
That's
because
forgot because they've got the junior auxiliary psychers over there. And now his junior sorcerer over here is going to try to smite into my Leman Russ.
7.
Looking for 7. Getting it with a 10, so D3 mortal. Oh, just 1 mortal wound. I forgot. Now his sorcerer is going to start us off in the shooting phase by shooting into my Magus. Hitting on a 2. Oh, no hits.
Oh, yeah.
He reroll 1s.
Hello, self buff.
Oh! Oh, man. All right, so now his Rhino is going to shoot into my Neophytes. We got 2 shots from the Combi Bolter hitting on 5s. Getting 1 hit. Wounding on a 3. No wound. Now the Havoc Launcher. Getting, oh, that's cocked. Sorry.
You want me to roll? All right.
4 shots here. These are going to be hitting on 6s because he moved. No hits there. And now this Rubric Marine is going to fire into my Neophytes over here. So we're going to have 17 Bolter shots, and we've got 4 shots from the Soul Reaper Cannon. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right, we'll come back to you with that. All right, these are all going to be wounded on 3s. Oh, yeah, that's, no, I think that's enough to kill them. 1 second, we'll come back to you. Yeah, they're all dead. So now this Terminator is going to fire into my Lehman Russ over here. We're in rapid fire range for the Combi Bolter. So the blues are going to be the Soul Reaper Cannon. Greens are going to be the Combi Bolter. These are all going to be hitting on 3s. All right. Ooh. All right, so only the Soul Reaper Cannon hit. There's going to be looking for 5s to wound. Getting 2 wounds there.
-3.
-3, so 2 6-up saves. Yeah, 2 6-up saves. Showing them fell faces. Not getting any of them. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. Into the assault phase, his sorcerer is going to charge into my Magus. Overwatch. Nope, nothing there. So his charge distance is totally in. No even need to, but roll anyway. It's totally in. All right, so here come his rolls. He's got 4 attacks plus 1 for the disc. These are going to be hitting on 2s. All right, re-rolling 1s because of himself. Luckily for him. Yep, that's much better. These are going to be wounding strength 6, right? So wounding on 2s and 3. 3. That is a wound. Woo! 2s. Those are all wounds there. AP minus what?
This one's AP nothing.
And those 3 are AP minus 1, right? So these are going to be 6 ups for those. No, those all go through, so he is dead. All right, so that is it for the Thousand Suns turn here. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Genestealer Cult on turn 5. All right, I ain't moving. I'm just staying right there. So we are just going to come back to, now we're just going to go straight into the shooting phase. Double Heavy Flamer into the Sorcerer there. Last Cannon into the Rhino. And then the Battle Cannons into his Terminators there. So we're going to go with the Heavy Flamers first. Getting 6 hits. We've got 6 looking for 3s to wound. All right, getting 4 wounds. AP minus 1 plus 1. 4 3 ups.
On these guys. All right, here we go.
Oh, he makes them all. What? Last Cannon into the Rhino. Hitting on a 5 because he's at the second profile. No hit. And now the Battle Cannon into the Terminators. Getting, 11 shots. All right, hitting on 5s. Getting a couple hits over here. Actually pretty good. So that's 5 hits. Wounding on 2s. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wounds. AP minus 2 plus 1. Looking for 3 ups. Oh, failing them all.
No.
So that is, they're just dead. Yeah, they are just dead. All right, I'll take that.
Man.
I'll take that 1 point there and deny him the line breaker. That's a pretty good way to end this. I think what we're going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is we're actually going to call it right here because there's no way I can come back from that. Even if I was just like trying to beat my way through, I've got the one guy there. It just wasn't going to happen. So, but that was a blast, a heck of a game. So much fun. In the beginning there, my Lehman Russ was doing more work than I think my Lehman Russes have done ever before in any game. And then at the end, he just went back to being my Lehman Russ. So that was a heck of a lot of fun. So much fun. And getting off those charges that I needed, but then him interceding with and killing those pure strains in the beginning, that was killer. That was a big game changer there. That was a well spent 2 command points for that one, and sure. And you may have noticed that the terrain is freaking gorgeous here. My opponent actually made this. He made it from scratch, all but like a few pieces. Like this is a kit here, this is a kit here, and I think this is a kit here. But otherwise, he made it from scratch. Like these, he said, are like what, Metamucil containers there. These are all just containers he just made this from there. You've got some fans from computers here. yeah, it's unbelievably gorgeous, and he made it all from, he's got like some CO2 containers and some hair mousse containers. These are Advil bottles on top. Unbelievable, super cool looking. He made this from just from scratch and just made it look super awesome. So I was very honored that we could play with his fancy looking terrain here, and made for a very cinematic and fun game. A ton of fun. I had a blast. I had a really blast this one. So that was a heck of a good time. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed it. I certainly have. I have been Phil the Glacial Geek as always. My opponent's been Neil. And until next time, have fun.